in preparation for the 26th, the new and shiny Spider-Man Noir Nicolas Cage is coming to Prime. I decided to read the Spider-Man Noir comic from 2008. And what I can see on Wikipedia is I'm looking at this being the very first like iteration of Spider-Man Noir, like his creation of Into the Spider-Verse. And it was good. It was a good origin story because that's what it was. It was an origin story of Spider-Man Noir, created by David Hines, Fabrice Sapolsky. I'm sorry for these pronunciations. Jesus Christ. Carmine Di Giandomenico, artist. Marco Djurjevic. Anyway, yeah, the art's incredible. The art's really good. I'm reading on my little iPad mini here. Tiny little cute thing. It's phenomenal. I wanted to see if I could pinpoint the story because this being like I pinpoint the story for the Nicolas Cage series. I'm hyped for, really hyped for this being like like not the only Spider-Man Noir comic there is. Like, I'd search for more of them on the Marvel Ultimate, the Marvel Unlimited app on the App Store. I was looking through them, and obviously there's some newer ones, and the stories could come from them. I think there's one called Twilight in Babylon, and where the story's going to come from, I think it might come from a spattering of a few of them, or this being the origin story of Noir. It could come from that one. So let's get into the comic. It's pretty straightforward. Like Goblin, Craven, Vulture, Game, Chameleon. All the big hitters, but twisted, vile, mean. That goes with the premise of Peter having a gun, not just a gun, Uncle Ben's gun from the Great War, the First World War, donned with his father's cape. Well, his uncle's cape. Sorry, it's more. It's not a cape per se. It's more like a trench coat. It looks fucking cool as fuck. So it begins with Ben Urich of all people. It's not Robbie, and I can't remember his second name for the life of me. I know he's in the animated series, but it's Robbie Patterson, I think, or Robbie Peterson. He was J.O. Jameson's right hand man. He would be the one to write the stories. He would be the one to guide Peter through taking pictures of Spider-Man. I need pictures of Spider-Man. Spider-Man Noir. Obviously, Peter doesn't have his powers in the first couple of pages. He shows you how he gets his powers. It acquires them from a spider totem that he finds that Norman Osborn, the Goblin, has smuggled in to the docks. And the spider totem, one of the spiders from the totem, bites him and says, "I am a spider goddess. I only do the worst unto the worst people, unto evil I kill. But you, I shall give you a curse, and that curse is power." And that's when he becomes Spider-Man Noir. A little bit before this, it shows Aunt May standing on a soapbox, preaching to the crowd, power to the classes, and we can do this. It's during the Great Depression, so no one's working. Ben Urich like takes Peter on as a photographer, and he's taken to basically the shit show of New York City in 1933. So when Peter gets his powers, he's just filled with rage, all this rage and desperateness, and desperateness. Oh, what was the word? I can't even. Uncontrollable rage, uncontrollable anger of Uncle Ben's death. Ben York was there at Uncle Ben's death. It doesn't tell you that, but you find out obviously later on in the comic that he was there and that he's seen it happen. And Peter thinks he was torn apart by wild dogs. He wasn't. He was actually ripped apart by Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, who has changed physically through his time in the circus. That's where they tie all the main Spider-Man villains into it. They write them in as freak shows from the circus, 1933, where you're going to find these sort of freak shows, the circus, which is such a good idea. It worked really well. So you've got Tombs, long razor sharp teeth. He's somehow, like it says in the comic, he used to bite the heads off chickens. Ugh. So he ripped Uncle Ben apart right in front of Ben Urich on the orders of Norman Osborn. And they all sat there and watched. Peter doesn't know that it was not done by wild dogs, doesn't know that it was Tombs. Until later on in the comic, Aunt May, like Norman says to Tombs, go and get Aunt May, go and get Peter. Peter ends up finding out it was Tombs that killed Uncle Ben, who ripped him apart. He ends up shooting him, and it was that point that he realised that Aunt May doesn't find out that he's Spider-Man, but Aunt May still didn't like the fact that he killed someone. Like, you're just like the rest of them. You're just like the evil people of the city. You can't go around killing people like animals. Like, Aunt May still got that humanity inside her. And Peter, this version of Peter, it's all gone. It's completely gone. He's seen the worst of people. Like, he's seen the landlords pack people into like sardines into apartments and set them on fire for insurance money. And it's all corrupt. It's more like Gotham. It's like New York City in 1933 is a lot like Gotham, and he is Marvel Batman. This is Marvel Batman. Spider-Man Noir is kind of Marvel Batman. He's just not rich. He's just got a lot of superpowers and a quick revolver. But it's gritty, and it's and I hope the show can bring this. Hope the show can bring some sort of Gotham-esque feel to it. Even though I've seen articles that say it's going to be like a comedy. It has to be a comedy as well. It has to be some sort of a gimmick comedy, because they're releasing, like Logan. They're releasing two versions. You got the color and hue, and you got the black and white noir version of Spider-Man Noir, which so hyped, so hyped. It's gonna be cool. Dropping all episodes May 26th. A couple of days. So fun. But yeah, Spider-Man Noir, comic book, 2008. Cheers.